Today we are so excited to talk to you guys about have you been there where you start speaking and you lose track of your thoughts? What do? Jump around the room? Today we're going to tell you guys how to let it go. So I'll start by talking about common mistakes that maybe you try to prep for, but as much as you can, it's hard to move on. I remember vividly, in the 8th grade, I was cast in my dream role as Annie. I always wanted to be a redhead and had to wear a wig for it, but worth it. The first song comes on, this is my go time, but I freeze. I completely forgot the lyrics, didn't know how to start. Luckily, Katie Ty was sitting right next to me, the other orphan, and just started singing along with me, patted me on the back. We don't all have Katie Ties standing next to us. So what can you do when you forget your lines? One thing that happens when you're stressed is your body emits cortisol, the stress hormone. The really cool thing about cortisol is that it blocks out any activities it deems as unnecessary, one of which being memory recall. So if you get very nervous during a presentation, your body is actually saying, uh-oh, time to stop remembering everything. It's great. So what can you do? One of the things you might have noticed me doing, my eyes were jumping around the room when I was trying to remember what I was going to say. You shouldn't do that. Maintain eye contact. It'll actually help you to calm your thoughts. If you're jumping all around, you're taking in a lot of inputs, and your mind is going to get as jumbled as it already was, if not more. Obviously, there's a creepy level. I can't just stare at Whitney the whole time. That would make everybody even more uncomfortable. The second thing, phone a friend. And the audience wants to see you succeed. Nobody in the audience is like, oh, I'm so excited Cameron forgot the start of this song. This is very comfortable for me. I hope she never starts up. Everybody wants to help you. Feel free to rely on them for help. It's totally appropriate to say, hey, remind me what I was just saying, or what was the last slide we were just on? Very fine. You just move on. The last thing is use your resources. You may or may not have slides around you. If you do, it's okay to look back, reread your lines, or even just repeat what you were saying. Now, sometimes it's not that you forgot what you were going to say. You said it. It just didn't really land. So we're going to look at a great example from Mark.
Now look, I get that a lot of people aren't sure that we're serious about this. I know that we don't exactly have the strongest reputation on privacy right now, to put it lightly.
Yikes. Not a great look. This was at a Facebook conference right after all of the scandals that Facebook faced with data privacy. Mark decided it'd be a good time to make a joke, but not everybody was ready to laugh. We learned earlier this week about how humor can be effective, and as much prep as you do, sometimes it just doesn't land. There are a few things, though, even though Mark's joke didn't go well, that Mark did do well. One was he maintained breathing. Remember the cortisol I was talking about? Breathing helps counteract that. It actually introduces carbon dioxide into your bloodstream, which calms your nerves and helps you focus. The next, and these two kind of go together, he didn't apologize. He just moved on. Apologizing can actually distract the audience and make them linger on something that was a mistake, or maybe they didn't even notice before. So they're ready to move on. It's time for you to as well. Speaking of moving on, we all kind of run out of time, or maybe you guys speak a lot more appropriately timed than I do. But when you're running out of time, one thing you can do, just jump to the end. Don't be afraid to get to your conclusion. Offer to the audience, hey, I'll answer any questions you have later. Now, the main takeaways we have, focus yourself, use your resources, and just keep going. Sometimes, though, it's not your fault. What if somebody in the audience is doing something that's actually...
I forgot to turn it on silent.
Okay, Rick is going to tell you how to handle somebody like himself.
Let me tell you how to handle distraction like this. Distraction like this actually happen quite often, and it could happen in different forms. For example, there could be interrupting sounds, just like this. people eating and drinking. Oh, people coughing. And sometimes when you are talking, people could just walk in late, or they could have a thing they must leave early. You've got to love them, right? And I'm sure you have run into situations where there's a technical glitch and it just doesn't work. I know I did. Sometimes you just know that technology makes it possible for people to gain control over everything except over technology. That's why I think when you're just about to play the super important video and it doesn't play, and all you can do is to say the 3 magic words. It worked yesterday. So now we all know the symptoms. How do we deal with that? I offer you 5 tips. Tip number 1, stay calm, don't panic. Whenever it happens, you own it. And you let the audience know you are in total control. Rule number 2, do not apologize. Apologizing makes you feel weak and doesn't help solve the problem. Instead, direct the audience's attention back to what you are going to say, which leads to rule number 3, respond with lightness. Cam, next time if a phone rings when you are speaking, you could pause, smile, look him in the eyes, and say, "Is that for me?" and move on. People will get the message. Rule number 4 is very important. Walk around and come closer. Don't get bogged down by the problem. Turn the problem into an opportunity to engage and connect with the audience. Let's say if someone is having very distracting side conversations, you can come off the stage, walk towards him, and keep talking. And keep talking. Don't worry, you're fine. Or you can just ask, "Hey, is there a question or you have something to share with us?" That would be good. Eventually, rule number 5, reconnect and move on. Quickly reconnect with what was going on before the interruption and jump right back into your phone. Let's take a look at how this gentleman handles a major distraction.
We cannot sustain, whoops. Was that my, oh goodness. That's all right. All of you know who I am. But I'm sure there's somebody back there that's really nervous right now. Don't you think? They're sweating bullets back there right now. Where were we?
Apparently, he totally aced it, right? He stayed calm by keep smiling. He responded with lightness by telling the audience, it doesn't matter. And he assuring the audience, say, we'll walk around this, no matter what. And building connections by saying, you know who I am. The next thing is asking the audience, where were we? And drive right back into the flow and move on. Obama was lucky because he had a very friendly audience. But sometimes we don't always get that luxury. Ooh! Seems Whitney had a different opinion. Let's hear her out.
I'm going to cover attacks. So maybe one day you become a politician or a stand-up comedian or maybe a news anchor and you have an annoying, aggressive heckler like me. But attacks aren't just that serious. They can be anything from a confrontation in a meeting where your colleague undermines you in front of your peers. Or maybe you have a really bad boss and they yell at you and they shame you. This kind of happened to me. I was starting a new project and I went into an introductory call. I was a product manager, and as my job, I'm asking a lot of questions, right? What I didn't understand was the group product manager on this project really needed to get this thing through. Politics, am I right? So my questioning made it seem like I would slow this project down. And she yelled at me in front of my entire new team and my peers. It was awful. I couldn't sleep for days afterwards. I wish I knew what to do in that moment. I wish I knew how to signal that I took control and that's not okay. But instead, I just shrunk into the corner, didn't say anything. So now I'm preparing you so that you don't have to deal with this. What do you do when you get attacked? First thing, keep calm, speak slow. All of our speech has a natural tempo to it. When you're happy and you're calm, you speak a little slower. You indicate that you're in control of things. When you're upset and you're flustered, you start speaking more quickly, and that makes people tense. And it eventually leads to a blow up. You want to avoid that. And the next thing you can do is state a shared goal. It's super easy to just snap right back at that person and embarrass them. But what that does is it puts them on the defensive, and it makes them look as bad as it makes them feel as bad as you felt. So help them and help yourself by maintaining that relationship and bringing them on your side to work towards something. And the way to do that is shifting towards process. Take the attention away from that conflict and move it towards something productive, the next steps that you can take together. So now that you know what to do, I have one final ask, which is if you see this happening, which I know you all have, not just someone being yelled at, but some really tense conversation going on, now you know what to do to save everyone's face in that situation. And I promise you, they will be forever grateful. So wrapping up, things happen. You can prepare as much as you want for a presentation. Something's gonna pop up that you're not expecting. If you were to take away anything from this presentation, it's these three things. First, breathe, keep calm, take control of the situation. 2, build a connection with your audience, whether it's through humor or stating a shared goal. We're all human. We know mistakes happen, and we understand. Last, move on. Don't let your mistake ruin your presentation, or worse, ruin your relationships. So the next time something comes up, now you know what to do. With that, are there any questions?